Welcome back everybody, Chris Bricks here, and as you can see, new shirt, new day, same build. This is part 2 of the Stinger RS build from the brand that I'm not going to say because I'm probably hacking the name, but you can Google Stinger RS Lego set. It's not made by Lego, but you'll see this one. And so far, I've been very happy with this brand. Can't complain. Pieces have fit nicely. The pieces feel just as good as Lego brand. And love these seats. You know, Lego, take a hint, because lately I've had complaints. Now they're smaller Technic sets, so I understand you can't build complicated seats like this, but let's give it a little more pizzazz, you know? Give it some love. And I love these seats. I love the color. And the fact that the headrest move, the bolster moves. It's pretty cool. Also can't wait to see how this transmission is going to function in this vehicle. Haven't spoiled anything by looking ahead, so I'll find out when I build it. Now last week we did bags 1 and 2. I think it was a little over 3 hours total build time. This week we're doing 3 and 4 for this episode, and bag 3 does not look like many pieces. It looks like you're building out the top portion of the engine where you actually see the pistons moving in that. I hope I don't eat my words, and bag 3 actually takes an hour and a half or something like that. But bag 4 definitely looks more, a lot more work to it than bag 3. So we'll get those done today. We'll see where we end up. And then next week we'll finish off the build with bags 5. And I think there's 1 bag of 6 with the wheels. And then this thing will be done. And we'll get a full review for the first time I've ever built with this brand. And will I be returning? If it continues the way it is now, I definitely will be. So, talking too much, let's build. Bag 3 is done. Now I ate my words on this one. I looked at this one, there's 5 little bags. I'm like, how long could this possibly take? Well, hour and 18 minutes. That's how long it took. And that doesn't even include the time where I had to do a rebuild. And you'll see that in the time lapse. And I made sure not to include it in the build time because that was my screw up. But we'll get to that in a minute. So, what did a 1 hour and 18 minute portion entail? Well, as you can see, we have a nice dashboard. And I gotta say though, this dashboard, in my opinion, is beautiful. Yeah, it's all black and maybe they could have added some colors with the different pieces on here, but I think the point of it was kind of to be all black, to be sleek, because the colors are gray and black with these little bit of blue accents on the vehicle. So I get why they didn't, but it wouldn't have been bad to put like one little strip of a blue piece through here or something like that. But this is a gorgeous looking dash. I really like how this dash came out. Now, it has a nice little, I don't know if you want to call it an Easter egg, but a little trick up its sleeve too, which we'll show in a minute. Now, as you can see, we put in the steering column, which is fully functional. And let's see, get a better angle on, there we go. Which is really cool because this isn't attached by a single piece connecting into a gear. It actually has multiple like little knuckles that connect together, almost like you would find in a real car when you pull out the steering wheel and you see the steering column, how it attaches to the steering rack. It's actually kind of cool that they kind of kept that engineering in the vehicle. Really like that. One note though is when you install it, make sure your wheels are about, as you can see on this, it's a little bit off, but you can't get it perfectly straight. But get it as straight as you can and then install the steering wheel. And make sure your steering wheel, as you can see, is also in the correct position. So that way, when you're dead center, straight up for the steering, your steering wheel will match what the wheels are actually doing. So just pay attention to that, and it'll save you some headache later when you're like, why doesn't the steering wheel position match where the wheels actually are at? Well, that's why. But you took care of that because I gave you that hint. Now, as you can see from here, we got a nice LED screen, infotainment screen, and it shows all the car schematics. We also have 3 gauges, which are a nice little touch. You got a little kind of Stinger Porsche emblem for the steering wheel. You got an air conditioning vent. I like that little touch too. It's the little things like that. And overall, it's a very nice looking dash. A lot of pieces go into it, but I think it's really cool looking. And the little functionality that they did not have to put into it, which this thing is starting to get a lot bigger, so it's harder to capture on camera. But you see this little knob down here? Well, you do turn it, and of course there's no way to see this because everything is black, but it actually opens up. There's like a glove box in here. They took the time for you to have this little knob on the bottom here, so you're like, oh, maybe I want to put my owner's manual in here, maybe my driving gloves, I don't know, maybe some toll money. Right there, opens up. I think that is really cool. It was unnecessary, but they still did it anyways. Really cool. So I appreciate the functional glove box sitting there. Now, with building this dash, this is where I ran into really the first fitment issue with this entire set. We are going into bag 4, probably at least half the pieces have been built, and it's the first time where fitment was an issue with this brand, and it was right here. This little shiny piece, it connects to the back of this longer Technic style piece, and this little block, this 3x1, is just your traditional Lego 3x1 piece, and it did not want to connect into the back of it. The holes just did not fit correctly. So I actually took the longer piece off the dash assembly, took the little 3x1, and you could see I was pushing as hard as I can on the table till it finally slotted in. That was an issue, but we got it to work. We worked around it, considering how many pieces went into this, and the questionable fitment you would find on Reddit about these sets. No biggie. Everything else has slotted in beautifully so far on this set. Now, you'll also see we have fenders. We're starting to get the body panels in here. But the big thing about this bag was the engine. We got the 6-cylinder. I should know it's a Porsche, right? All of them are 6s for the most part, at least the 911s. And here we got all the gears going. That's right, all the pistons. We got the crankshaft. Look at that. And it's looking nice. And you can see that. And what I like about this is instead of using the traditional gray engine, they actually kind of gave it a silverish chrome, which is a nice little touch. It makes it look like metal. It looks more engine-like than just plastic. So really like that they did that. And honestly, these pieces that connect, you're going to be installing all of these pieces right here. And I would say 80% of the connectors are that little plus style on the end of it. So make sure when you're installing all those little plus connectors, they're all perfectly straight up and sideways. Don't have them curved at all. Otherwise, you're going to have a miserable time attaching these side pieces because there's about 6 to 8 of them you got to push in all at the same time. The usual, when you build the bigger sets, you have 85 connectors have to connect in at once. That's what this does, and this set loves those plus sign ones. And you better make sure all of them are perfectly straight so they align, and it makes it 10 times easier. I found that while I'm building it, if it had one sticking out, I'd make sure to take the extra time just to turn it a little bit so it's perfectly straight up, straight sideways, and then it fit right in. Saved me a lot of time. I will caution on this set, this is probably 7-8 difficulty set for me at least. Pay attention to where things go. I found from a previous step, a piece I installed where this engine sits on top of, I had it turned the wrong way. It installed just fine. You would have never known anything was wrong until you put this top piece of the engine on, and there was 2 blue connectors that went to the back side to hold it in. They weren't there. And when I took the engine back off, I found they were over here when they should have been over here. So I had to disassemble all those side pieces, all those plus connectors I aligned, undo them, and eventually break it down. Fortunately, I didn't have to take the entire back end apart. Otherwise, that would probably added a good 40, 50 minutes onto my extra time. Like I said, I didn't include the rebuild part in the hour and 18. Hour 18 was just straight building through the steps. But I got it back together. So definitely just take your time with this. Don't rush it. Make sure you see what you're actually doing. So that way you don't have to rebuild, because that's probably the 2nd or 3rd time I've done it on this set. And honestly, it's not the instructions. It's just I saw it wrong. I installed it. I maybe made an assumption. Oh yeah, it should go like this. Did it. Then I had to redo my work. But it's all good. I'm actually really enjoying this set. Really happy with it. And cannot complain. You'll also notice I'm doing it per the bags recommended in instructions, and honestly, makes it a lot easier. Yeah, maybe slightly slower because you got to get the pieces out, open, pour them out, but honestly, you're not digging through 400 or 500 pieces at once. So I do appreciate that. I do recommend it. For this bag, you had about 4 connector pieces left over. So if you don't have connector, if you're missing something that isn't a connector piece, check the bag, check the box, check the floor, because it's somewhere else. Now, this is halfway through this part of this week's build because we have bag 4 to move on to. So far, like I said, pretty happy. Can't wait to get bag 4 done and see where we're at with this build. So, let's build. Bag 4 is done. You're looking at about 1 hour, 41 minutes, and it's looking good. I mean, how can you see this far into the build and not want to keep on building? Bags 3 and 4 run you about 3 hours in length, which is not too bad considering how many pieces were put into these two bags and just how much we accomplished. Ending on last week's video, it was just a chassis with some steering. You know, we had the suspension, the engine. Now we got a lot of the body. I mean, this bag 4 was definitely one of the big hitters because we have doors, we have the rear fenders. Bag 3 was pretty much dedicated to that. That's right. They got the full rear end. We got a little harder to see, but you got the quad exhaust coming here. We got the nice Porsche style modern taillight with the whole bar that comes through. Has a little bit of slack, could be slightly shorter, but it's all good. And of course, we got doors, functional doors. They open up. And you know, I have to say, these doors are pretty cool because you can see they have like almost like a door placard that's put on here, almost like you would see in the real car. Like you have a little place to put maybe your driving gloves. Who knows? And of course, they shut nicely. The Pagani had a little bit of an issue with the doors aligning. This one does not. This one is pretty good with alignment. And of course, we have, as you can see, we've got our side mirrors and door handles. It's pretty neat how they use this piece for a door handle. So I really like that aspect of it. And we also have the front of the hood being, well, the start of the hood being built. And it's interesting because when I saw this, I didn't look closely at the box. I thought this was a sticker. It's actually one of those blue rubber pieces that you can use. And actually, I don't mind that. That means I don't have to worry about a sticker being straight. I don't have to worry about like the Pagani where it went on for 10 more miles past the car. No, it's nice. It sits flush. It looks good. It gives a little pop of color to it. I like it. And it really matches these amazing looking seats. So, I know I'm just praising this whole thing. Honestly, I wish we had more time for this episode to just knock this out, get bag 5 done, and finish this car. But, like I said, 3 hours of build time, I need to cut it down a bit. However, not everything was happy-go-lucky. I did run into a couple issues with this one, and specifically in bag 3 for both of them. And that came in the form of one piece was broken. It was one of the L-shaped connecting pieces, and half of it looked like it was melted off. Fortunately, I was able to use it in a way that it wouldn't affect the build at all. Like it didn't. I made sure that the piece that was slightly broken off, didn't have to hold some kind of structural piece or securing two pieces together. It held whatever the non-important end was going to be where the broken end connected into. And it worked out. You know, it's annoying to see that, but it was only one piece. Other issue I ran into is you'll kind of see it on the bumper as well. You see here, we got these cool little, design detail, I don't know, rear diffuser type style to it. Other side, it is missing. These fit in nice and tight. Those three, not so much. And, there's certain tolerances, and as you can see, here's one of them right here. I have all three. I'm going to have to pull out the Craggle, put them on there, and they'll be there forever. But other than those two issues, pretty good with pieces. So far, I'm really happy with the quality of this build so far, especially like I said in last week's video, when there's really mixed reviews with this brand on it not being good and other people are being like, oh, it's great. Honestly, it's been really good. I've enjoyed it. I will tell you, bag 4 though, man, you're gonna feel it in your fingers. My fingers are on fire right now. I think we went through like 600 connector pieces. It was ridiculous, and the tips of my fingers are kind of numb right now from it. So just a heads up on that. We have tons of spare pieces, so at least connectors wise, you're set. One thing, a motto I came up with, especially with how many connector pieces I had to do in these two bags, was the motto of keep it positive. As you can see, like here, how it has a plus symbol. There we go. Everything needs to be perfectly straight like this because this set loves using these connectors, and they'll use them across like 10 different slots, and all these have to be this plus sign. So remember, keep it positive. Even if that means when you're first putting them in just a single, bar or whatever, take the time to adjust it, make sure it's perfectly a plus sign, and you'll be set. Because Keeping it positive makes everything going much easier. And you can look at it this way. If you're not keeping it positive, it ain't working out. So keep it positive, it works out, makes you happy, and you can keep going on your build. So that's my recommendation for this. Now, this is gonna end this week's video. I know, we're so close. Literally have the rear end pretty much completely built out. Yeah, we need the engine cover, we need the front fenders, front end, and roof, which is all gonna be, looks like bag 5, because bag 6 was actually just a bunch of spare pieces that you'll find right here. So really it's one more bag left. I'm assuming it's gonna be an hour and a half, 2 hour bag, but we will see. And then also get the wheels on and be done with this thing. But if this is the kind of thing you like to see, why don't you subscribe? Throw some comments down there. I will say it seems like a majority of the viewers do like this build so far, because last week's video got 5 likes. I know, drop in the bucket right in the YouTube world, but that is the most likes I got on any other video. So obviously there's a lot of you that are very interested in this build, or maybe this brand, maybe you're on the fence with it. I had someone comment last week about how they're doing this build, and I can't wait to hear how their reaction was. How did they like it? So let me know this week, how far have you gotten? And I'm on Instagram as well. Come hit me up on there. You know, gonna post it right there. And we're almost getting to 500 subscribers. Amazing. And as for the channel, we got 2 more subscribers this week. Amazing. Thank you everybody for viewing. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad you're part of this journey. So obviously no hint. We know what we're doing next week. We're finishing this build and we'll show it off, and I'll give it kind of an overview of how I felt about it, and everything that was good, was bad, but honestly so far, this model of this brand has been very good so far. So have a good week and keep building.